Hey everyone, so after riding this DK machine for about, I think like 2 months, or like a month or so, I put a bike check up with this bike when a majority of it was stock and it had brakes on and stuff like that, so, but, yeah, I've changed out a few parts here and there, and I got some things to say about it now. So starting with the frame, I think the top tube is a 20.5 and the back end is like a 13.5 center, like slammed to up to like a 13.75 or more pulled back. And so it's a great frame. Although it has a standard headset, it has a mid-bottom bracket and 14mm dropouts, so that's good. The headset on it's not really good. It stays loose a little bit. It'll feel tight when you're just trying to move it back and forth, but later on it'll start making a click noise and then keep loosening up and loosening up. So you want to change out the headset. Right now the headset I'm running and switched out with is an FSI Peg unsealed headset because it's the cheapest one they had at a place that had headsets. So yeah. It's overall a great frame though. I like the Geo on it. The head tube feels like a 74.5, or it might be a 75. I'm not exactly sure. It is from, this bike was from Walmart originally, so probably gonna be not so common geometry. I don't know, but it feels good to ride. For the stem, it's like your average stock stem. The bolts are solid, they're not hollow. Well, some stems now on complete bikes come with hollow bolts. The stem is a stem, it's no front loaded clamps just fine, it hasn't stripped, or the bolts haven't stripped, or the threads haven't stripped or anything, so that's good. For the compression bolt, although I did strip it out and round it out so badly I couldn't even unscrew it, it was just rounded out all the way through. I had to literally twist my bars counterclockwise just to loosen the compression bolt up a little bit so I could just hand loosen it or something. But yeah, I got a lug nut from Pep Boys to an automotive shop to tighten my thing down. It's all good. The bars that were on it, they're really small for me. I'm like 5'9" or something, and 8.65 tall with a front load, which these bars are 8.65. They feel absolutely perfect. I think the bars that were on this bike stock was like 8" tall or something like that, so they felt really small for me. Like that extra 6.5 boosted them up a lot better for me. For the forks, these are I actually like the forks. They're not like super fat and ugly. They're nice and decent sized fork leg diameter, so it doesn't look too fat or too skinny. Although I like the skinny forks, but they just look nicer, skinny forks, but these look fine. The dropouts aren't retarded looking, they don't like hang way down below the fork, they're just nice, perfectly set. They look like a really modern fork. They look fine nowadays. And that's what I like about them. The offset feels good on them too. I don't know what the offset is, but it feels good. For the front wheel that came with it, I haven't used it. I had this wheel and I switched out immediately when I got here to California before I started riding the bike, so I haven't even really touched that wheel at all or rode it at all. So I don't have anything to say on it really. But it is a single all rim, normal spokes, plain old average everyday spokes, and an unsealed hub, so it's just gonna be your average stock wheel from like just cheapo, generic wheel anyway. Moving to the front tire, this is actually the stock tire it came with, which I think is just a generic OEM DK Photon tire. Here's a tread design. It looks almost like a Rubin / FAF tire. Like, not the Rampera Rubin tire, the old Rubin tire, the Aguilera, whatever you call it, or Campolera, something like that, I don't know. The old Rubin tires from like 2010. So, for the front wheel that I switched out with, There's a Hoffman generator front wheel. This really fixed the problem easily. It's a good wheel, but I'm not going to get into reviewing that. It's about the bike. So, on to the pedals. Let's let a car pass by. For the pedals, these are the DK, just DK pedals. I'm not exactly sure which ones. Here's what they look like. They're just your basic PC pedal, polycarbonate, whatever you want to call it. Just basic, unsealed bearings and stuff like that, because that's what it seems to be like, because they loosened up after a while, but they're still solid pedal. They're not shaking. They don't feel so loose that they'll rattle. For the cranks, they're actually really nice looking cranks for stock Walmart. I mean, the welds look nice on them actually, and what I like the most about them is the pedal bosses. They're actually wraparound, kind of like profile pedal bosses, how they're wrapped around welded, like basically most other cranks. 3-piece cranks on the market, and 2-piece as well. So yeah, there's metal wrapped around, then welded onto the pedal boss, so I wouldn't snap the pedal bosses anytime soon. I don't think I'm going to really have too much problem with these cranks. I mean, when I had a 2010 Fit Tech 2.5, it took me about a year to snap those cranks. I have a picture on my Facebook, and I'll show that soon enough. Actually, you know, nah, I'm not going to show it. It's pointless. Anyway. Moving on to the bottom bracket. The bottom bracket's a bottom bracket. It's your generic mid-bottom bracket that comes with complete bikes. Not much to say about it. It's got a 19mm spindle in the cranks too. 6mm spindle bolt and pinch bolt in the crank, so I'll use one out and keep that. It's good. I don't really like the whole 6mm pinch bolt and then 8mm spindle bolt because it's just carrying so much, a bit more stuff. So having those 6mm helps. The sprocket, which I actually really like, it's not bent because it's made of steel, because obviously stock. Although some sprockets come on complete bikes now as aluminum. But I like steel sprockets honestly, just because they seem to last a bit longer with me. Because I don't know why, I bend aluminum sprockets and I don't even do like sprocket stalls or anything. I don't know, I seem to bend them. But steel sprockets held up. I actually have a Haro sprocket from like 2009 F3. It's lasted me about 3 years until I gave it away. So that's pretty damn cool. For the chain, just your normal KMC chain. Comes with a master link. It's decent. Now onto the back wheel. This is not the stock back wheel. Obviously not, because it's a Primo mix hub. I actually got this whole wheel for 45 bucks. It's a great wheel actually. It rides good. Anyway. The wheel it comes with, I warped that so decently enough to where I could feel my bike shake from it being so warped in the rim, because a single wall, same rim as in the front. So that worked pretty badly. I could literally feel my frame go like so badly when I'm just coasting and sitting down. It sucks. But the hub on it's actually decent for an unsealed hub. I mean, it skipped and popped a few times, but it still works. I mean, I'm just gonna use it as a spare wheel, I guess, when I get back to Oregon. Also, the same tire on the front here, which is stock, came on the back. Still have that one. Just I want a bit faster tire for the back. Just I don't know. I like smooth tires in the back and dirt tires in the front. The pegs that came with it, I would recommend changing them out real quick if you were to get the bike. Because I actually dented those pegs. Learning rails, of course, learning rails you might dent a peg, but still. Even when I had my dialed in feebles, like dialed in my feebles I have to say, they still dented even more. So yeah, they're not very good pegs. They're pretty soft metal. So that pretty much wraps it up. This whole bike cost me $150 online at Walmart, but it's actually a decent bike. Oh yeah, about the brakes too, I almost forgot to mention that. It comes with a gyro, but I would recommend changing out to a linear cable. I mean, unless if you like gyros, you can run it. They have the welded in tabs. Not like a gyro plate that sits below the headset cup, so it's all good there. But anyway, that pretty much wraps it up. Now, definitely decent bike to ride. I like it, except for the few parts I had to change out, but overall, it rides nice, it's smooth. I like it. Alright, anyway, see you guys later.